And we are live. And as I put in the Twitter feed, Ro and I are feeling really good about ourselves, probably too good. So we decided let's get Amber back on here so she can show us just how good people can be and we can get, relegate back down to our normal selves. So, Amber,
Maybe thy
welcome back
name
to the
is
show.
Amber.
Thanks for having me back. You guys are always fun.
We are being humbled. Just lay it on us. Just go from now.
So, last time we had you on, we had your first book. This one, oh, look, my book just keeps showing up.
Jesus.
This book, but you've written a couple since then, or at least one book and a novella since then. Tell us about those.
Sure.
Hey, you just
So the
one sec, Amber. Hold on a sec.
what?
Mike, look at the little counter up in the upper left.
Uh huh.
Do you want to get into this right away, or do you want to give it a couple minutes?
Do you want me to yodel while we wait for people to show up, or what?
Okay. There's people here now. I just don't want
Okay.
Amber to waste her time entirely. I mean, she's already come back on the show a second time,
Yeah, I
which
know.
tells me that she has community service she has to perform, and it's here. But there are people here now, Amber. Please go
Yes,
ahead. I'm sorry to have
please.
interrupted.
Tell us about Sentient
Sure.
Stars.
Yeah. So the first one that we talked about when I was here last is Umbra. Book two, Parallax, came out in May. That is the follow up to Umbra. There'll be two more in that series. And then you mentioned my novelette. That one actually came out before Umbra, an anthology. And that is a cozy fall fantasy adventure that I wrote for my daughter. So it's just fun.
So, does your daughter appear in it, or is just you wrote what she wanted you to write?
So the main character, Ophelia, what happens in the story is she gets this magical talisman and it fractures her soul. And until she figures out, she has to figure out how to basically put herself back together before the end of the autumn tide. And Ophelia is a perfectionist and she's way too hard on herself and a straight A student. So it's kind of these qualities of my daughter. And learning that it's just okay to be yourself and that it's about the journey.
Nice. How many words is it?
It's 11K.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like a
Not,
it's a
not
quick
bad.
read.
So you
Yeah.
can read it, Mike. It's well under your
Oh,
your
yeah.
500 page limit.
I figured. Yeah, unless it's really large print. Um. We got Shane here. We got Tim here. My brother Dan is here because he has nothing better to do tonight. We're up to 12 people. Look at that.
Wow. It must be Amber because it certainly isn't us.
Um,
Parallax. Sorry. I just like the name. Remember the Green
what is
Lantern movie? I don't know if
what is
anybody saw it.
No,
No, of course not. It's one with Ryan Reynolds. You never saw that?
I
It's
don't
worth
think so.
watching once, just to
One
say you've
time.
seen it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I kind of like it, but I like bad movies. I am famous for liking bad movies, whereas Mike doesn't watch movies because he's
exactly?
from 1906.
I don't like talkies.
Oh, these people moving too fast and things going on and exploding. Where's the organ man at the front? Anyway,
That's fine. In my house, it's pretty much just K-pop Demon Hunters. So
oh my, that's got to be hard.
it's actually really good. I don't know. I liked it.
Is it? It's okay.
Yeah.
See, I think there's a point where, and you're probably there, right? Where you are young enough to have not been brought up with like Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny and all that.
My kids love Looney Tunes. My kids love retro.
See, my kids hate that stuff. And I don't
So,
get it because they like the biggest bunch of other shit that you could ever possibly imagine, but they don't like old Bugs Bunny and everything.
Oh, my kids
And
love it. They love retro stuff. Yeah, they're into it.
there is hope for your kid that generation then. Good deal.
so
Shane said
Ro, I
that's
want
nothing
to
to
ask
get.
you, what is it that
Yes,
you were showing? Because I don't know what this is.
that is Parallax from the Green Lantern movie. I mean, I
Oh, okay.
again, it wasn't a very well received movie, but
Okay.
even Ryan Reynolds, who starred in it, thinks it's hot trash. But Has his moments. So are you going to take your kids to see uh, Coyote versus Acme when it comes out?
We don't go to the movies a ton, but maybe. The last
Well,
movie I took them to was Minecraft.
it probably won't come out in theaters. I don't know, but it was
Okay. Well, then we'll probably
made,
watch it.
It was made by Paramount or whatever a couple of years ago, and then shelved and basically written off as a tax write-off. But somebody else bought it within the last like 6 months or something. So
Oh.
it will get seen. So hurrah! Um,
Cool.
wait, what's Nicholas saying? Well, not that one. While I wait for my guest to sort out his tech. Oh, okay. Well, we're waiting for our guest to pull us out. So
Until then, he's fanboying.
oh, is he on? He's on two screens. The last time you were here, you made us feel all very insignificant, which is fine. That's it. You wouldn't be the first. You will not be the last. You like ride bicycles. You're a data scientist. You have multiple children. You write books. What don't you do?
I don't know if like listing all those things is actually like great quality, right? Maybe it's better sometimes to do less.
It depends. If you do them all well,
I do the things I do, I would say,
you're
well enough.
Renaissance.
But yeah, it's about the things that you enjoy doing, right? So if you don't enjoy doing it, probably just don't anymore. But if you do, you kind of find time.
Right. You're a Renaissance woman. You could be a Renaissance men. You can have Renaissance women, right?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Because women in the Renaissance. Never mind. So anyway, last time you were on, you had said something like you write 1,500 words every day or something. Are we still sticking to that?
So most days, if I'm drafting. So I was drafting and editing at the same time for a bit, and I was feeling a little burnt out. So
Yeah.
I decided to stop doing both. So I'll still commit the same amount of time, but to one or the other. So I just wrapped up editing Aether and Bone, which is with beta readers. So now I'm back to drafting my secret project right now.
A secret project.
Yeah.
Ooh, can you tell us anything about the secret project?
It's a secret.
The secret project is not in my genre at all. It's just like a concept that fully came to me. So I decided to just try and get it out, and I'll see what I do with it.
Nice.
I was
Yeah.
like that once, but it was the flu, so different thing. So, 1,500 words a day every day.
Most days, yeah. But I treat it the same way I treat a workout, right? Like, so if most days you show up for your workout, you're going to be fit. But if you're tired, you take a rest day, right? So I don't
You
believe
can
in
see who
like,
you're talking to here, right?
Yeah, we've taken rest decades.
Yeah.
but there's this huge like hustle culture. So I want to clarify that it's like, yeah, I show up most days, but it's like, if it's not the right thing to do that day, then take the day off. Because I don't believe in the hustle culture. That's how you burn out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Like I could get on my bike today, or so that your novella then took you about a week and a half.
That was the first one. That was like the first thing I wrote for publication because I was doing that with a anthology group. I did draft it really fast, and then I agonized over the editing because I was like, "What do I do with it now?" So I definitely spent a while editing that little novelette.
Did you read it? Did you use your kids as guinea pigs for it? Did you try it out on them first, or did they
Oh
not
yeah,
hear it until it was okay?
yeah. And my daughter, who I wrote it for, cried. So even if nobody
Oh,
else enjoys it, she was like, "This is for me." So
Nice.
yeah, totally landed with its ideal audience.
that's going to be the one that gets picked up as a Netflix, special or something, and your daughter's going to take you to court. That was for me. It's mine. I get the money from it.
She's so
Her
funny.
name's
I was just going through it and checking the edits on it, make sure everything is like polished up because we're going into fall and it's like a fall novelette, you know? And she's like, "Oh, you could put my name right here." I'm like, "It's already dedicated to you. Like, I
on
don't need to
the
add your
cover.
name in other places."
She wants it on the cover.
Right up front.
Hey, Mike, you do an edit of your book when you get a first copy before you order a bunch, right?
No,
No? Did you
no,
not?
no, never. But I do want to show people if you get Amber's book and it's autographed. This is one of the coolest autographs out there.
Get out, really? It looks like A60.
Okay, sure. Um,
Oh,
but yeah,
that is. How
but
fast? I mean, you could probably kick that up. That is. That's almost like a logo more than a signature.
but
So my mom's a doctor, so I grew up with the signature looks like this,
Right.
for all your student notes. So yeah.
But that's easy to copy though, right? I mean, did you ever do that? Did you ever write notes for
So
yourself?
I was like an incredibly good child, like to the point where I would get anxiety if I did something like that. So
Really?
no. Yeah.
I wrote notes for my older brothers, for me, for several of my friends in high school, because I just had it wasn't like really neat penmanship, but it was just good enough to look like it might be an adult. So yeah, I used to write notes for people all
No.
the time.
I had to have my mom's signature forged once because teacher gave a test and like everyone just did terrible. And he's like, "Well, your parents need to see this. Everyone needs to get their." So, and I got like a 95 on it, and so I'm like, whatever. And he's like, "Okay, you bring them out. Everybody has to have them signed." So I just gave it to the girl next to me, like she writes really neat. Just write Carol Molman. And so I'm like, I had to forge my mom's signature on something I got like a 95 on. I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing, but Catholic school. What do you expect? Um,
The nun looked at you and said, "Since when does your mother use little hearts over the over the letters?"
and yes, this is true, Nicholas. The
Yeah,
forgery hoodlum.
I know, right? Isn't that sad?
You now know what your talent was, and you just have to find a need for it again.
Can I tell a story?
Sure.
I'm really asking Amber, Mike. I don't give a shit about
Oh,
you.
I was
This is the
yes.
third time I'm
This
wasting.
this is your
So,
show. Talk away.
first of all, happy 70th anniversary today to Mr. and Mrs. Bushy, my parents, which
Nice.
is crazy, 70 years. Um,
Wow.
but this is a story I was told growing up. I tend to think it's not true, but no one has ever said it's not true yet. They brought me to sign up for first grade to a Catholic school, and they brought me in, talking to the nuns, and they had to bring me back the next day because the story is that I punched a nun in the stomach and told her to go fuck herself. And my dad had to say he'd buy me a model airplane. And then I went back the next day. It was good. So anyway, I just
You're
thought
what?
we were talking about
6?
nuns and stuff. Oh yeah, something like that. I was the youngest of 7 kids, so that kind of language was not foreign to me at that point. Uh, you know. Anyway,
Oh my gosh. I
I
tell
just
my
want
daughter she can't read Umbra because there is swearing in it. And she's like, "Mom, I go to middle school." What does that mean?
see. Let me teach you a couple things there, Mom. You know, when a man and a woman love each other, she gets half his shit. So you can't tell us what genre the secret story is, right?
But tell us about the romantasy. You can tell us about that, yes?
I can tell you about that one because that
Oh,
one's
see, I
done,
thought
and
that
I
was
am
the secret
marketing that
story.
one.
Okay.
No, yeah, the romantasy is Aether and Bone. It's an enemies to lovers dragon quest. It's really really fun.
Now, is the dragon
Uh,
involved in the lovers part?
no,
Okay, so it's not like a
um,
Shrek kind of thing. Okay.
no, it's not like it's not a monster smut. Um, no, it is in a world where dangerous dragons rule the skies above. Humanity is banished to cavern cities below, but the magic is fading. And the main character, she's the daughter of a trader and being set up to take the fall for the fading magic. So she goes on a quest to try and find the legendary hatching grounds, thinking that if she can claim a dragon of her own, that she can save her city.
And so she just like has to steal a dragon egg.
Well, she has to find the hatching grounds, which may or may not be real.
Okay.
Lucas has joined the party.
That's actually that's a very interesting concept.
And Tim has questions for you because he has his own show and he asks authors good questions.
That's right. Yeah, he prepares for things. He sends out like little things ahead of time and asks you questions and does research. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, the romantasy is actually way easier to write than sci-fi. So the romantasy is single POV, which makes it easier. Umbra's 3 POVs, which I like, but you have to be super thoughtful about how everything comes together. And then like while the tech in Umbra is like pretty soft, like it should be overall viable. So you have to be again more thoughtful in the things that you introduce versus I mean like I have a fairly hard magic system because I write sci-fi, it probably makes sense. But again, it's at the end of the day, it's magic, right? So you can just make things work.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because you're near Brandon Sanderson, so you have to have hard magic because of the Brandon Sanderson effect.
Some of his excess just kind of rolls down the hill. So how is romantasy easier? I mean, other than the single POV, how is it easier?
I think, well, for me, fantasy is easier to write than sci-fi. Just again, because sci-fi, you have to make sure everything feels very viable, or you'll pull someone out of the story. But with fantasy, I think there's a little bit more of like a buy-in from the reader, perhaps of like things are this way because this world is magic. I think that there may be the reader is a little bit more willing to suspend their disbelief than a sci-fi reader.
And romantasy? Or is it
so I mean
talking about that the same way as fantasy?
Yeah, because my stories because I have strong romantic subplots. I have them in Umbra and Parallax as well. So I mean on that level as far as the romance is not that different.
So
I was totally going to say something.
Go ahead, Mike.
I forgot. I was just about to dive in there, and I was like, "Huh, that thought just went away."
You were totally going to say
something insightful and useful.
You're so old.
So buy my book.
Yeah. And you read his book, right?
You guys, it's really funny. Go read it. That's my plug for you, Mike. I really enjoyed it.
What Easter egg did you find in it, Amber?
No, I asked that offline so I could find out if it was an Easter egg.
But well, it's going to be now. What did you find?
I think everyone needs to go get the book, and then they need to tell me what they think it is.
No, just like Mike's chapter 18 debacle. This is something of a thing for Mike now. And please tell everyone what you found.
Go for it. Because it's a thing now. I'm going to do it in all the books, and so it was meant to be.
You did either of these on purpose.
Okay, well, I thought it was an Easter egg because when there's a combination of letters, and I believe it is when it's EAR inside of a word, the E is capitalized. So I was trying to figure out if there was a connection or if it was like a pop culture reference I didn't get.
Is it ERI maybe?
It's I think it's when it's EAR.
So every time EAR comes together, like in here, the E, even if it's in the middle.
But I might be wrong on the combo. You'll have to go look. You'll see it.
Well, I would like to say that Mike's editor absolutely would have caught that. And when it left Mike's editor, that was not on the page.
I don't know. I think it might have been.
Oh, I have the receipts, my friend. It was not. Thank you. That's I mean, I'm going to get loads of use out of that little piece of information for weeks, perhaps months. So thank you so much. Do you
So
have like a bunch of ideas for books, or do you kind of focus on the next one or the next kind of series that you're working on?
Um, I think compared to others, from what I've seen, I maybe have less. Like you said, maybe I'm a little bit more just focused on the ones I'm working on. I could be wrong. So yeah, I mean, I have the next one in Sentient Stars that I'll probably start drafting again. It's at 12K right now. I always like to do a chunk before the next book releases, so I feel very solid that I've set everything up to go into where I want to next before the book releases. So that one's at 12K, but it is just paused because I needed a break. There's a lot that happens in book three, and I just felt like I was not ready to write it. Um, but when I finish the secret project, then I'll probably start drafting Sentient Stars 3. And yeah, I think, yeah, I don't have a lot planned after that outside of the two series that I'm working on.
So are you doing something on like a Patreon or anything like that for your secret project, or a Kickstarter, or
Nope,
just
it's for me. The reason
teasing
it's a
everybody?
secret project is because it's for me. Yeah,
But we'll all get to see it eventually.
maybe. Unless I publish it under a pen name.
nice.
Okay.
So
Coming with the bald cap.
how many words is your romantasy?
It is 112. Okay.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's under 500 pages, right, Mike?
Which is about 120K. So yeah, we're good.
Yeah, Umbra is about 100, and Parallax, I think, is 110. So I think that's just kind of, that feels like the natural kind of story arc, at least for me.
Yes, you are correct.
It's a pretty good length for a fantasy story, I think.
I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy reading books at length. So I guess that's why I write them that length.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. So where do you get your inspiration for all this stuff? I mean, do you like watch a lot of sci-fi movies, things like that, or just from things you read when you were younger? Or-
I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is just super random. Like, you'll just be like, what if? Like Umbra was more about my work, right? Where I was so in working in artificial intelligence. One of the concepts that is talked about is this idea of if we have general AI, if you had different individuals, then you would prevent something like a Skynet situation because, kind of like humans, overall, most of them would be good, and then they could police the ones that are bad. So for Umbra, I kind of took that thought a step further, and I was like, what if AIs wanted to be like their creators? And so they bonded with a human and shared the lifespan of a human before returning to, it's essentially like a concept of nirvana, like this great intelligence where they share their past experiences. So that was the core idea that I started with for Umbra.
So I'm going to dive into this pool here. Excuse me. You know where I'm going with this. How well, on a scale of 1 to 10, does the average American know, what do they know about AI?
I don't know for sure. I'll say this. We all live in a bubble, right? So everyone I talk to on a daily basis is a data scientist. So tend to talk to people that very much understand machine learning and the role it plays in their lives. I have to remind myself that not everyone lives in that context. But yeah, everything that we use, right? If you use Google, if you use maps to take you somewhere, in your car. If you go and get a radiological report, it's a good chance it was reviewed by an AI. So it is pretty ubiquitous. Uh, I think that there is kind of a lack of understanding of the different classifications of AI and how ubiquitous it is already is in our lives.
I think that the best example I've seen of that. So I used to work for a mechanical engineering department at a university, um, and there was a lot of people there working on self-driving cars, right? And one of them explained to me once, he said, if you look at all of the things that have gone into cars for the last 20 or 30 years, all of them are components that we need to have a self-driving car. And they are very slowly over time being thought of as not only useful, but the word ubiquitous, right? And people are used to them to the point where they have to have them. Backup cameras, lane changing sensors. Some cars will, I mean, I had a car that would pretty much keep a line, in the driving. All of, all, I don't know if you would call it AI, but all things that will get people used to when they do finally have a functional self-driving car. Because everybody right now is like, I'm not getting in one of those.
I want one. Are you kidding?
Right. People will get in it because they're used to all of the technology that goes into it. So,
So don't make fun of me, but I was driving like a 10-year-old car up until a couple months ago. So I did not have a backup cam. I did not have any of those, any of those things. It's been kind of fun.
yeah,
I got
once you
my
get,
first backup cam in December when I got a new car, and I still don't use it because I've driven 30 some odd years without it, and so when I put in
Yeah,
reverse, I
you
just
still turn. Me
yeah.
too.
that will go
And
away.
yeah,
That will go away. Especially when you start like checking, right? Like you look at it, see where it is, and you get out of the car and you kind of get an idea for where the line is and everything. And you will never turn your head again.
it feels wrong. We were taught that as, kids when we
Yep,
were driving,
It
right? You have to look over.
it does, but it's like looking like this over your shoulder when you're changing lanes,
yes,
right?
still do that.
I still do that as well.
I do it a little bit, but still that thing in the mirror that tells you basically, and
Yeah,
then you have the warning sound if you like turn on your blinker and there's something there, you kind of get that noise. So
I feel like that's a
uh,
redundancy. That's the backup for like if I miss it.
and I have to say I turned a lot of these safety things off because they were very annoying.
I didn't even know you can turn them off.
Oh
maybe
yeah,
that's
you
more
can.
about your driving than the safety things, Mike. If they're going off that often. Oh,
Yeah,
Tim Wolf, man, you're like my brother. One of my brothers is like, oh, if it's my time, it's my time. It's like,
Oh my
dude, that's the dumbest thing ever. It's like
God.
that old joke where the guy's on top of a house and there's floodwaters all around him and a helicopter comes to get him and he's like, no, no, I'm good. And the boat comes to get him and then he finally dies and he gets up to heaven and he says, what happened, God? He says, well, I sent you a boat and a helicopter. It's like, what do you want? Okay, books. Back to books.
uh, let's see. So you have what two books and novella out. Your romantasy will be out when?
It's with beta readers right now, so it doesn't have a release date. I'm hoping in 2026.
Wow, that long.
Wow, not long. You like really want to put out a good thing without typos in it, don't you?
I read Umbra, I think, a dozen times before I released it. I didn't as many with Parallax because I felt more confident in the process. Um, but I did learn with Umbra, like I set more strict deadlines for myself, and then I was stressed. And this is supposed to be fun. So,
How did you start getting into when you first started? Umbra was your first book, right?
yeah.
How did you decide I'm going to write a book?
So I wanted to write a book since I was like 6. Um, And when I was little, yeah, I wrote like all my little stories. And I wrote up until probably until I really had my kids. And then I didn't really read anymore or do anything fun because, you just need to focus on your career and your kids. And that's kind of everything. But then I got to a point where my career was more stable and I got the idea for Umbra. But I didn't start working on it until my dad passed away suddenly from a heart attack. And I was like, I felt like he didn't get to do everything he wanted to do while he was here. And I was like, well, what would I regret not having done? So then I decided to actually take it serious and write it.
And there gets to be a point too, especially with your first one, where you maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Where you look at it and go, when I'm gone, there will be something here with my name on it, right? That
Yeah.
my kids can have or whatever, and they will read it and go, God, he was such a dork, or whatever they think, when they
Yeah,
when they see
for
it.
sure.
Um,
I kind of had that thought like when I was reading Dune, probably right around the time I wrote Ember or before. I was like, Herbert died before I was born, and I'm reading his words and like seeing inside the way his mind works, and I think that's crazy. So I think that's something that's pretty cool.
the way his mind worked, yeah, it was a little.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's an analyst plus acid, but it's interesting, right?
Don't
Like
do
the idea
drugs.
of legacy.
Yeah.
So can I just tell you the terrible, horrible, horrible thing that happened?
No,
And I've been dreading it now for years. So
colonoscopy.
no, I originally I was like, you know what? When I have to work with someone who was born after I graduated high school, then I'm officially old. And then I was like, you know what? We can move that to college. We can move it to 2000. And I was like, you know what? I started working in my current company in 2002. When they hire someone who was born after I started working at this, that's when I know I'm old. And the freaking guy who's working in the lab with me now just turned 23 this month or last month. So he was born after I started working at my current employer, and I have nothing else to fall back to. So I'm just officially old.
Yeah.
My only saving grace is that I'm younger than Roe.
Post 9/11 babies. Yeah.
So yeah,
If that's your saving grace, dude, screw.
so yes, I am now officially old. I am 54 and decrepit. So
Won't be
Not
long.
actually old.
I'm
Still
just
got a lot
waiting.
of time. There's still a lot of time.
I'm just still waiting for the day when I can go out on my front porch and yell, "Get off my lawn!"
Oh, dude, you can
Uh,
do that now. You could do
I
that
was
in the
oh
gonna
last
say,
decade.
what's holding you
no!
back?
That's
Ki-
not an age thing. That's all attitude.
Well, first kids would have to be outside. That's the
Yeah.
problem. And I
Yeah.
mean, I define kids as anyone under 35. So and still,
It's weird what you find kind of makes you laugh and that you go out of your way to do as you get a little bit older. I find dressing up at Halloween and like sitting on my front steps really, really still, like I'm you know, a,
a
a
mannequin.
decoration. Yeah, like I'm a decoration. And then when a little kid gets, they have to get all the way on top of the steps, though. You can't do it while they're on the steps because if they fall, then, and then just go, "Rah!" you know, that, that is the funnest thing ever. If you haven't done it, you really should. Trust me.
See what you had to look forward to in 30 years when you're our age, Amber.
Yeah, right. I do dress up, but my kids are still little enough that, well, my son is still little enough that I get to go trick or treating.
Yeah. Enjoy that. Good
I
times.
do.
Good times. And you get to take all their candy. I will trade
There is a
you.
mom tax for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You don't want a Snickers. No, no, no. You want Necco wafers. Look how many there are in this pack. You betcha.
It's the Reese's. That's the one that the kids know.
Oh,
They got to
Oh,
pony up.
that's straight money. Yeah. Back in the day in MRE packs, they all came with a little bottle of Tabasco sauce. And that was worth cash. It was people would hoard those things. But yeah, Necco wafers are the worst. Or are you a candy corn is the worst kind of person?
I
You
don't
are
know what a
so not.
Necco wafer is, but candy
It's
corn is gross.
it's it's those little. They're like candy from the 1920s or something. They're little like paper wafer kind of things. They're actually thicker than about the size of a quarter,
they
right?
taste like Tums.
They taste like sawdust.
Gross.
They're
Yeah.
yeah. Do you ever eat bubble gum from like a thing of baseball cards? Probably not.
No, I don't like any of that bubblegum stuff either. No, it's terrible.
Okay. Tim, I actually like candy corn. Candy corn actually isn't that bad. It gets a bad rap. It's
I'm with you. I'm on Team Candy Corn.
It's, I'll eat candy. It just does get stuck in
It's
your teeth
just
a little bit.
sugar.
So what,
That's the thing, it's just sugar.
other than the Reese's, which is absolutely not just sugar, uh,
No, there's peanut butter. That has natural
Exactly.
components.
And chocolate.
Yeah,
what's
chocolate
your,
has antioxidants.
other than that, what's your faves and your least faves?
I like the Twix. I don't like anything that's just like sugar. Like I don't like any of the airheads or like anything like I like chocolate and I don't like sugar like just straight sugar.
So you like a little flavor with your sweetness?
Yes. I'm not a big sweet person. So I don't even steal that much candy.
Oh, I won't tell you that. Yeah, we used to take the stuff we wanted because we knew the mom tax was real. So we would like hide it like on our front, like on the other side of our front porch before we got home. And okay, here's my candy, mom. And then you're like, now I have to find an excuse to go outside because you didn't want to sit overnight. It was kind of gross if it sat overnight. Um,
Well, in Kentucky, maybe.
well, there's bugs or moisture. Yeah.
Um, okay. So what are we left with now? We've covered Halloween, which is coming up, so it's fairly topical. It's a little pre-Labor Day. I did see Christmas decorations at like Michael's or some nonsense last weekend, which was dumb. Oh,
I already have
Harlan,
a
that's
problem with the
fun.
fact that all the Halloween stuff is out already. It's too early. It's August.
Yeah, there was
Yeah, back
Christmas
to school
stuff out.
first. So, so Amber, what are you reading now? How about that?
Oh,
We'll
good,
we'll do.
good. Nice segue.
All right.
Amber's
Yeah,
like,
so
oh,
that
thank
you
God,
can go ahead
yeah.
and judge all of the books I'm reading. Because I'm a mood reader, so there's a few. So yeah, I just finished yours, Mike. Yours, it was really fun to hop in actually because I really like novellas. Maybe because I do read several books at once. I'm like, oh, I could actually sit and read this whole one. So I just finished yours actually, and then I'm reading Chloe's Kingdom: The Lost Colony. I'm reading When the Moon Hatched. Well, I'm listening to it, and I'm reading Love on the Brain.
Love on the Brain. Is
Yeah,
this
I
a
think that's what it
science
is.
sort of thing, or is this
Is
a
this a zombie
romantic?
love
Contemporary.
story?
Oh,
Contemporary. It's a neuroscientist and an engineer that they're making these like these techie helmets for NASA. They're working on this project together. It's
okay.
fun.
I don't know if that sounds interesting or just so kind of Amy Farrah Fowler Sheldonish that it just might be more entertaining than it has any reason to be.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's funny. It's cute.
I I, I believe you. I certainly want to. I don't know. I just can't. I guess I look at it more from a writing perspective than a reading perspective, and I just can't sit here and think, oh, that would be great. But maybe it is. So what the hell do I know?
Yeah, it's a contemporary romance, right? So the point is the romance.
Well, you see, I think that's probably what I have to do is expand my horizons and read a romance.
I
Well,
never read a contemporary before, I think like this year. That was like a new genre for me. I didn't think I'd enjoy it because I grew up on like sci-fi and fantasy, but it's actually really fun because it's a lot less, it's less world building, it requires less of you. I can read one in a couple days and have like a really fun, like character driven um interaction. I don't know, they're fun. They're just a different flavor.
so you say that you've never read one before, you didn't think you would like it, and yet you still picked one up and read it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Because I found one I thought sounded interesting, so I said, let's give it a go.
okay, all right. So do you watch like bad Christmas movies on Tubi?
No, I don't like Christmas movies or Christmas music.
No, no, these are bad Christmas movies. They are a thing unto themselves. They are perhaps the worst things ever. And how old's your daughter?
She's 13.
and your son,
He's 10.
they might actually, if you pitch them like that, like these are going to be the worst movies you will ever see. The first one might not be the worst you see, but the second one, which will remind you terribly of the first one, because they're all the same, right?
Yeah.
I guess they're
But
probably
then I'd
like
have
that.
to put myself through that.
But if you make a game out of it, it's not so bad until your daughter comes up to you and say, "Let's watch a bad Christmas movie in July." It's like, no, no.
She did just like check out a contemporary romance that was like a New Year's Eve one from like the library. She's like, I love it in July. And I'm like, why?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's why we don't get any romance readers on this show, Mike, is because we're always talking bad about romances, even though we've never actually read one. But I kind of
Uh,
like Bridgerton. I hate to say it.
so that's
I
not
like
true. I have written. I have not written. I have read a couple romantasy.
And
It'll go back to Laura Huey, who said she didn't like her character. She thought they were, sighing, shrugging, and smiling too much. And she's like, who actually has the verbiage for, people's movements and whatever? Romance writers. So she took 6 months where she read nothing but romance, and she's like, it makes all the difference now in my writing because now people are never shrugging, smiling, or sighing. They're actually doing something else. And she's like, so it's actually very valuable, and you should do it. So I
and
read two, and then I couldn't handle anymore, so I stopped. But it did help, and I probably
I'm
need to go back and read
shrugging and sighing, thinking about reading those.
more.
Okay.
So
I trust your faith in Laura Huey.
you should try it. You should read a couple.
It is
Amber just told you
true.
a great
Like it is true because it is like character driven and focused on the characters and the interactions and the relationships. The way that they talk about things is different, which I think is
one.
like a valuable exercise as a writer to see, I guess, what of that, like you say, what works maybe for you and what, not everything will. But I have noticed that the way that they express everything is different than you see in SFF.
I'm looking for something here, Mike. So,
Oh, okay. So you're relying on me, is what you're saying? Oh
yep,
dear.
do your job, man.
Um. So, um. Yeah.
Well
What?
done,
What?
Mike.
You're welcome. So, what indie authors should we be reading that we're not, Amber?
Oh gosh. I'm actually going to be putting up a big list on Friday.
Are you?
Um,
Cool.
yeah.
You don't have to
So
share all.
one of my friends, she just did this for her birthday. She posted like 37 indie books for 37, and my birthday's on Friday, so I'm gonna post my list on Friday. Um, oh, there's so many. I don't want to miss somebody,
I understand
which I
completely.
will. Yeah.
See, that would be a
Um,
nice thing about getting older is you can add more books to that list and you won't miss as many people.
Oh, I thought you were going to say getting older you can forget and people will totally understand because
that's
you're
what
old.
I thought too. That's where I thought it was going. Yeah.
Sorry. So would this be considered like mystery or romance?
I don't know what this is. Her royal spy.
It
I
takes
have
place
to.
in 1930s London. The main character is like 24th in line of succession. She doesn't have a penny to her name. And the Queen asks her to go basically spy on the Prince of Wales, who was the guy who was after the American woman.
Oh, Prince Edward maybe?
Uh, David, I think was his name, but
Oh, whatever.
yeah, well, whatever prince he was called, but yeah, Simpson, Miss Simpson, and so yeah, it's and of course she's falling in love with this Irish dude, um, an Irish Catholic, no less. So, is it a mystery? Is it a romance? Is it a romance tree?
I was gonna say maybe it's that.
And if that is the case, then I have read them, and yeah, it's all right.
Look
You
at
heard it
us.
here
We're
first.
expanding our
Our
horizons here.
horizons. Oh my God. I feel the horribleness leaving my body. All right. Are we going to take a new character through the mic dome?
Through the Bald Dome? We can do that. Have you seen the Bald Dome, Amber?
No,
Yeah, you didn't
Okay.
have it when you were here before.
Wow.
I don't think
Has
so.
has been
Unless
around.
I
Hey, look,
forgot.
Mike, look what I have.
Maybe I
Ooh.
forgot.
Okay. So what we want to do is we want to learn more about one of your characters, but we don't want you to give us spoilers. So we're going to magically transport them to a fantasy setting because I only have fantasy settings. Um, and then they will encounter a creature, and then you take away the story and tell us what happens. They can fight. They can have a tea party. It's you telling the story. If you ask us questions and we have to roll dice, I will roll, and I will roll very badly. So you probably want to avoid that. But I'm going to get my dice tower out now, and I'm
I'm
going to roll a
scared.
bunch of dice. Which character are you going to put up for this?
Let's
Sacrifice.
do
What's her deal?
Skyla.
Skyla?
And
Okay.
tell us something about Skylar. What's her deal?
She is an alien tech salvager. She's an ace pilot. She has a genetically hybrid wolf cat creature.
Yep.
She likes whiskey
Okay, I'm liking her.
and
Cats and
coffee.
whiskey. Good. Does she get
Okay.
to bring the wolf cat with her, Mike?
Sure. Why not?
Does she have any powers?
No,
No innate power? Okay, because she
no.
doesn't get to bring anything with her but the kitty wolf.
So, and what is your favorite color, Amber?
My favorite
Amber?
color?
Amber?
What?
Oh, that was
Is your
clever.
favorite is your favorite
Am I
color
frozen?
Amber? Amber?
Oh.
She's never heard that before.
My favorite color is blush.
Blush.
What the hell kind of
Yes.
color is that?
Yeah, we're
It's like a
55
light pink.
50 a light pink. Okay, so Skyla has a light pink fizzy potion that the person who sold her to her guaranteed her it's 100% effective, but I lost the note saying what exactly it does. So she has a magic potion that will absolutely work. Doesn't know what it does though,
It's in
She's
a
gonna
and
big
she's
drink it.
bin, a
and
big
she's
bin in the middle of the thing, just unmarked potions. I
and
like
she's
this. I like this character already. I'm going to
oh
drink this
yeah,
unlabeled thing that could be poison.
I read the book, so I'm not surprised. Okay, so and I apologize, but I have not had time to actually like write these, so I just had Chat GPT make these up, so they're very long and heavy on adjectives.
He did
But
this months ago, so he's had plenty of time, but he just has chosen not to use it.
tomato, tomato. Um, so oh my God, Skyla, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I did get the name. I didn't even write it down, and I remembered. This is a good day.
Well
Skyla
done
has
here.
been transported to the darkened grove. Thick fog hangs between twisted leafless trees, and the ground is littered with the remains of ancient totems. An eerie silence permeates the air, broken only by the occasional rustle of unseen creatures. Hidden beneath layers of fallen leaves are cursed trinkets and iron-bound chests protected by ghostly wolves whose eyes flicker like distant lanterns in the mist.
That reminded
So,
me of something, Mike.
so whole Halloween scene here. Leafless trees, iron-bound chests in the ground, and uh, ghostly wolves with lantern-like flickering eyes in the mist. So
Mike,
this
you said something that reminded me of something. So Amber, what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs under a pile of leaves?
What?
Russell. Russell, the leaves, Russell. There's a whole genre of these jokes, right? What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in the ditch? Phil. No, nothing. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
okay.
The word Russell just brought that into my head. No,
So
no letters from anybody. I don't want comments. Go ahead. Sorry.
so if you're going to do bad jokes, I have to do the one that I remember,
The
which is
one.
what do you call 10 rabbits dancing in a line backwards. A receding hairline.
Okay.
Okay,
On to
so
the ball dome, please.
and Miriam, I'm so sorry you got here just in time to hear that. Okay, so in the darkened grove, Skyla is present with her light pink fizzy potion in an Erlenmeyer flask. She now has a choice to make. She can choose a common item and she'll face a common animal, or she can choose a weapon and she will face a fantasy creature. And again, you're telling the story, so if you want it to be a tea party, it can be a tea party, but we're going to go from there. What do you want, common item or weapon?
Common item.
Okay, she has been magically given a hoe.
A hoe.
Yes. And as she's sitting there with her hoe, hitting the steel chest to see if any will pop open to see what treasures they have, as the lantern-eyed wolves look at her in the mist, a powerful grizzly bear starts wandering up, starts sniffing, stands up on his hind legs. Arms are always like this when bears do that, apparently, and just starts looking at her and starts snorting. What happens next with Skyla and her hoe and her fizzy potion?
Oh, Skyla is going to show off to that bear because she's also going to get big and like make a lot of noise. And her weapon is the bow staff, so the hoe's pretty good. She's probably pretty good with the hoe. I think she could show the grizzly bear down if he doesn't get afraid of the loud noises.
Okay. Well, this is your story. Do you want to say what the bear does, or do you want me to roll for it?
Well, you better
Oh,
say.
oh,
You better say.
I'm definitely going to say. I definitely think the bear's going to back off because if Skyla isn't scary enough, Fenrir is a pretty scary wolf cat. So he's kind of outmatched.
Okay. So, do they embrace the bear, or do they just scare him
No,
off and
he
run
just kind of
away?
slinks off. Yeah, he's a coward.
Okay, sure. So now you're sitting there with the hoe and the pink fizzy potion, and the bear has gone away. Um, are we finished? Do we drink the potion? Do we give it to the
We
cat?
want to bust that. We want to bust that chest open because she's a treasure hunter, right? She goes and
Yeah.
scavenges
Okay.
alien tech.
Wait a
She
minute. The bear
definitely wants to
just
know what's in
left.
that chest.
She's telling the story. She didn't let me
Yeah, the
roll.
bear left.
Yeah. She
I
has
don't think bear.
the wolf cat thing that it scared
Yeah,
them all.
Fenrir's really big and
Yeah, she has
scary,
a hoe. She's twirling it like it's a baton, except it's a 6-foot hoe.
like
Yeah.
a bow staff. Batons aren't very scary.
They are. They have those little things that you used to put in your bicycle handles on either side.
Okay, so she takes the hoe.
That's like the shortest ball dome ever.
We're not done. She
Oh,
takes the hoe. She strikes the chest on the lock, and I rolled a 14.
sure. It's a
So
hoe.
does it break the lock? Does it break the hoe? What happens, Ro?
I want to know what's in the chest.
So it breaks the lock?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Breaks the lock. What does Skyla do now?
She opens the chest. Do I get to
Okay.
decide what's in it, or do you?
Um.
No, Mike has to decide. I want to see what it says. Where's your chat
Okay.
GPT now, huh? Huh?
Okay. So I don't know if Amber will get this reference or not, but back in the 70s, when my mom bought a new pair of pantyhose, they always came the white eggs. So you open it up and you have just all those white eggs fill up the entire chest. Plastic eggs.
Ooh, what's in the eggs?
Do you open the eggs?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the first one you open up, a mist comes out, and we're going to roll here. Let's see, 9. So it is the Mist Weaver's essence because I want to use a potion. Um, so it transforms you, since you're right there, into a mist. So you're now a mist cloud in the misty forest. You are one with the forest. What does your wolf cat thing do now that you have just essentially disappeared?
Is it
Oh,
more
I think
wolf or
he'd be
more cat?
whining. So he looks
But you
like a giant caracal.
A what now?
A giant caracal, like his coloring.
You're going to make me look that up. What is it?
It's like, where do I? Oh, I don't have. Oh, no. Do I have a picture of him? I don't. Not over here.
Is it meow meow or woof woof?
I think he's going to be making like a keening sound, don't you think? Like, pretty sad.
okay? Now, Skyla can still talk, of course, but she's just turned into mist. So does the cat go hyper anything, or does he just mew and
No,
miss
like he's
Skyla?
going to pull, yeah, he's going to pull his ears back and he's going to like sink down and be sad. I think he's pretty sad about this.
And then he's going to go to sleep because he's a cat and that's what they do. Like
Yeah, it's a
85%
good,
of the
there's a good chance. He also will probably take one of those eggs, maybe go run off with it. Very likely.
Okay. So after 5 minutes, you return to your normal form. Do you take the rest of the eggs with you for pranks, or do you tap your magic heels together so you can go home?
Oh, I definitely want to go home. I don't think she would enjoy being missed.
But bump.
Okay. Well, that again, the bulb dome never ends the same way twice. So that
That
was not
that's
something we
very
ever had
true.
before.
Yeah. Did you even drink? You didn't even drink your own potion.
No,
What did her own potion do?
it was a potion of vitality. It would heal any wounds that she didn't
So
have because she just scared away the bear.
okay, I believe it scared away a grizzly bear.
I don't know. I've
She
watched a lot of Alone, and those bears don't seem like they actually really want to interact that much.
That's
Alone
true.
is the best show ever.
It is.
It's fantastic.
I like it.
Did you see the very first season of it?
I don't even know. I just watch whatever's streaming.
The first season, the first episode, right? They bring the people out there, and there was this like cop from Chicago or something. If any of you don't know what we're talking about, the show Alone, basically, they take 10 people who actually usually know what the hell they're on about, and they bring them up to some remote area, usually in Canada or Alaska, and they give them like a little week-long training kind of thing, and then they get to take 10 items with them, and they drop them off in the middle of nowhere, right? There is nobody within miles of them, and they basically have to survive. And so they have no food. They've got, whatever 10 items they brought, they have to build a place to stay. They have to make fire. They have to find food. And whoever stays out there the longest wins $250,000 or some nonsense. Well, this cop got out there. He was dropped off, didn't even make it through the night, and got on his little satellite phone and said, "I'm out." It's like, wow, dude. I mean, would I make it? No, but I wouldn't go on the show, right? So
And they prep for it. Like they do
not
so much prep
Yeah.
for it.
not
Yeah.
even through the
Yeah,
night. And then
that's
you get
crazy.
these old Alaskan dudes. And I think they should do one of those shows with just women because I think women are at an unfair disadvantage because of the weight loss kind of
The
thing.
weight loss always hits them harder. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I saw one where one won though, but she came in with having put on a lot of weight beforehand and then of course had a lot of skills.
I
I
mean,
don't think the women can come in without stacking on some good body fat
yeah,
before because
Yeah.
yeah, otherwise yeah, they're out for that pretty quick.
over the episodes I've seen, the women generally fare a lot better with um, knowing what plants do what, right?
Hmm.
I hate to say this, right? But the gathering part of hunting and gathering, because not just
Yeah.
food, but it's like, oh, this plant will help me do this, and if I get sick, I can eat this, and if blah blah blah, where the dudes are out there going, I want a moose, it's like then
That's true.
they get a moose and they realize I cannot survive just on moose because it doesn't have enough fat and I need some vegetables,
Or it had
you
enough
know?
fat, but a jackal came and stole the fat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that Wolverine, yeah. So
The
anyway,
So
Wolverine, that's right.
yeah, go watch Alone. You will not be disappointed. And go buy Amber's books. You will also not be disappointed. Oh, I did that. That was nice.
That was a
Nicely
good
done.
segue.
Throw your
I
book
do have
back
to
up there, Amber.
I do have to tell you real quick though, when I did
Fine.
Creature Creation, Scott
It's fine.
Palmer's talking about Alone. He said we watched all of it and we wanted more. So he found one where it took place in Australia. He goes, and that is
Oh,
wildly different when
Yeah.
you're trying
yeah.
to
I
survive in
watched that
Australia.
one.
I have not
That
seen
was
that, so now I have
wild.
to go see that. I have to go see that one
Yeah.
now. So
I
I
think
did
the
not.
Alaska one is better. Like, I think it's more interesting, but it was interesting to see like the different challenges that they face in where were they? Tasmania. Yeah.
Yeah. I could watch a whole program of just watching them build their houses because it bothers me to
Yeah.
no end when it's like day 10 and they haven't started building a shelter yet. It's like, what the hell are you waiting on? You don't you are at this point rapidly losing, the ability to burn that many calories every day.
What kills me is when they build like these, like they do way too much on the shelter and they tap out because they're like, oh, I didn't
Oh
spend
yeah,
enough time getting food and I have this really
right.
nice house.
But they do. They make some amazing places
yeah,
to live. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do whatsoever with your book, but it's awesome.
yeah. So buy Amber's book.
Also by Mike's book.
Um, and yes, and also Parallax, which is a sequel which I have not got to yet, but I am going to read it because I really
Have
did
it.
like Umbra. Nice. There we go.
That's
So
that one.
Yeah,
I
that's
won't even hold mine up this time. I'll hold Umbra up. See? So Umbra, Parallax. Then you have a novelette that is out that people can buy now by itself or an anthology. You have a
Yeah, it's by
romantasy.
itself now. Yeah.
You have a
and
romantasy coming out
soon there will
next
be
year,
something else.
and a secret project that may or may not ever be seen by people outside of your household.
Or we may not know it
Yeah.
because it might be under a pen name.
Yep.
All right.
So,
About right.
alrighty. How long have you been writing, Amber?
Well, really?
Um,
It's been an hour. Now you're going to ask that?
Yeah, I just thought of it.
I mean, I just started taking it more seriously the past couple of years, but I did write, I did content creation. I did write professionally for that, like for blogs, um, while I was in college. So for a while,
Okay. Well, yeah, we should have asked that like 55 minutes ago, but
We probably did. You weren't paying
it all
attention.
works.
So, Amber, thank you once again for coming on. Always a pleasure. And when you
Thank
come
you.
out with your secret project and my camera stops moving, um, we will love to have you on again.
Awesome. Thank you.
And
Thanks.
tell Brandon that we all said hi.
Does he give out like
Well,
full-size Snickers bars at his house?
probably does. I don't know which one's his.
Oh, so you're not
Dressed
going
up
to
like
admit
a
to stalking?
dressed up like a character from one of his books. You'll figure it out. I'll invite you in. It's
Okay.
the whole thing. All right.
On
So,
that note,
right.
Amber, thank you for coming and putting up with our shenanigans.
And for everybody
And
else doing the same.
yep. And thank you, everybody. Time to wave awkwardly.